Let's talk about a big shift in the rental world. What if you could stop being that frantic, always on call landlord and instead become a strategic business architect? Today, we're digging into exactly that, how to move from constantly putting out fires to building a rental business that pretty much runs itself. Does this sound a little too familiar? I bet it does for a lot of you. This is the reality for so many property owners. It's just this constant state of reaction, always putting out fires and feeling like you're drowning in the day-to-day chaos. And right here, this is the big aha moment. What if all that chaos isn't a personal failure? What if it's actually a system failure? The problem isn't that you're not working hard enough. It's that you're working inside a model that's fundamentally broken. This brings us to what I call the overwhelmed landlord's dilemma. And it's a real trap. See, as your business grows, so does the stress. Your time just gets sucked into managing the daily grind, and you never get a chance to step back and actually build for the future. And just look at these pain points. You'll see they're all connected. The constant back and forth with guests leads to that endless coordination with your staff. The inefficient manual way of doing things guarantees you'll feel disorganized, which of course just ramps up the stress. It's this vicious cycle that makes you lose out on money and new opportunities simply because you're too buried to even notice them. So the big question is, how do you break free? Well, it all starts with a really powerful mindset shift. You have to stop thinking like a landlord and start seeing yourself as an architect. And this table just lays it out perfectly. The landlord is always reacting to problems, managing one task after another. And honestly, the landlord is the system. If you go on vacation, the whole business grinds to a halt. But the system architect, they're playing a totally different game. They design systems to prevent problems from ever happening. They manage the overall system, not the little tasks inside it. And the most important part, they build something that's designed to scale, way beyond their own time and energy. And this really gets to the core of it all. A system architect isn't just creating another job for themselves. Nope, they are building a valuable business asset. It's all about creating processes that are repeatable, automated, and scalable. So the business can run like a well-oiled machine, whether you've got one property or 100. Okay, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great in theory, right? But what does systemizing your operations actually look like in the real world? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and check out some concrete results. Let's start with a number that should really make you sit up and pay attention. -66%. What in the world could that possibly be? That's right, a 2/3 drop in the amount of time spent just coordinating your cleaning staff every single week. I mean, just imagine what you could do with all that time back. This isn't some small tweak. This is a total game changer for your schedule. And guess what? It wasn't some kind of magic trick. It was a straightforward 3-step system. First, they got a digital tool instead of just relying on text messages. Second, they created standard checklists, so the quality was always on point. And third, they automated the assignments through a calendar so everyone knew exactly what to do and when, without a single phone call from the owner. Now, let's look at another huge outcome. This chart probably looks pretty familiar to a lot of you. Almost all your bookings coming from the big online travel agencies, or OTAs. You're totally dependent on them. But look what happens when you put a real system in place. By building a simple system to encourage direct bookings, a good website, a simple booking engine, some follow-up emails, this operator managed to slash their commission costs. And that 21%, that goes straight back into your pocket. And this whole system-based approach applies to the entire guest experience. Think about it. From the moment someone books, automation kicks in. An automated welcome email goes out. The day before they arrive, they get their check-in instructions and a smart lock code automatically. During their stay, a simple QR code points to a digital guest book that answers 90% of their questions, so you don't have to. And after they check out, an automated message thanks them and asks for that all-important 5-star review. It's seamless. So if you zoom out, you can see the same pattern everywhere. Instead of just guessing at static prices, you're using dynamic, data-driven pricing. Instead of stressful key handovers, you have automated smart locks. Maintenance issues are tracked in a digital system, not buried in a text thread. And you stop just crossing your fingers and hoping for good reviews, and start systematically asking for them. Once you have these solid systems in place, something pretty amazing happens. You're not just running your business more efficiently anymore, you've actually created a platform for real, scalable growth. Suddenly, all these new horizons open up. You can start co-hosting for other property owners because you have a proven system to offer them. You could even license your entire operational playbook, kind of like a franchise model. Investors start taking you seriously because a documented system is a real investable asset. And of course, you can finally add new properties to your own portfolio with confidence, knowing that the whole operation isn't going to collapse into chaos. So all of this brings us to the end of our explainer, and it brings us right back to you. After seeing this path from landlord to architect, you're really at a crossroads. You've got a choice to make. And it really just boils down to this. You can keep running on that hamster wheel, working in your business, answering the same calls, solving the same problems day after day, or you can finally make that shift and start working on your business, building the systems that will truly set you free. So I'll just leave you with that one question to think about. What is your next move?